This video from Sharpout, we're going to take a look at basic programming on the XEA range of registers. So depending on the machine you've got, you'll have a number of sales department buttons, which on this machine we have 20. So as standard, they're unprogrammed open sales, or in old money, add buttons. So if you want to ring a sale through, you simply type in the price and assign it to one of the department keys, and you repeat that procedure until all the items are entered. So the machine will work unprogrammed, but the upside to programming them is basically professionalism and ease of interpreting the information. So if you have your buttons pre-programmed, the description of the button will appear on the display, so straight away cashier can see if they've made a mistake, whereas if it's just a department number, they might not necessarily know they've made a mistake. Second thing is, your till receipt as standard will just have depth and then the number, whereas if you can have this personalised, so it says grocery, it says bread, it says Carling pint, it says whatever your items are. And then probably for me the best advantage of having them pre-programmed is your end of day reports make a lot more sense. So rather than looking at a long list of department numbers, you've got the reports having the department names, which will resonate more with you when you're looking at your take-ins. And then the other thing, the programming is really straightforward. So I'm going to try and keep the video as short as possible, but show you as many different ways of programming a department. So we'll look at all the features. So yeah, on the first thing you'll notice about the XEA range is they've done away, or Sharp have done away with the key lock. So there's no key lock. So to access the programming menu, it's simply a mode key, mode button, and then arrow down to PGM mode. And then you've got this green button here, TLNS, which is kind of like the equivalent of an enter button or return button on your computer. You then go to setting, article, and then department is the default option, and that brings up a list of departments. So you can see already I've had a bit of a play around and programmed a few. So if we go into department 1, we've got the price set to 0 because we want to keep this one as an open department, so we want to be able to type in a different price every time. That's the description. Open is the type of department it is, so it's not preset. We've got tax rate 1 applied, so previously I've set my tax up as tax rate 1 20% and tax 2 at 5%. That's all these important settings for that button. I've then got a preset button here, Carling pint. So it's not technically a department, but the way someone might use the till is you might, because you've got 20 keys on here, if it's like a social club or a pop-up event with a limited bar, you might use the buttons as preset products, which is perfectly valid and reasonable way of using it. So you can have a preset price, $3.50 here, description obviously, and then instead of open, my price is preset. I've got a different tax rate applied. And because it's a preset item, I've also set a halo of £3.50 to stop overrings. Now you can only really do that if you've got a preset price. If you've got an open department, it doesn't really work. So what I'll do now is I'll program one more just to show you how I was able to program that. So I've also got a preset lottery button, and I've also got department 4 is inhibited, which means you can't use it. So that's a good way of stopping overrings as well. Or mistakes on the till. So if I go into department 5, so we're going to give this one, we're going to do this as a preset one. So you type in your price, arrow down to the description, you've got a delete key here which will get rid of the Sharp default, and then you type in your description using the buttons here. You've got a caps button as well. As you'll see, each button has 2 or 3 or 4 letters on it, and to get the D, I pressed that button once. To get the E, because it's on the same button as the D, you've got a arrow button here which will confirm the D, and then mean you can press the button twice to get the E, and so on and so on. Space button is here. There we go. And then so to change any of the features, so it'll come with some as default, so all the departments are defaulted to open. You highlight the open and press your #TMST button here, and then arrow down to the one you want. So if you wanted to inhibit, obviously you go up to inhibit, but we want this one to be preset. Open and preset would mean it would apply the preset price if you press the button, but you could still ring a different amount through it. Tax type, again, if you wanted to change the tax type, TMST to go to no, and then toggle to the appropriate tax rate and make that one yes. I'm actually going to keep this one as yes, tax 1. Arrow down. The only other setting I'm interested in is my halo, because I've preset a price. I don't want anyone ringing anything higher than that through the button. If I was doing an open department like my grocery one, I could just type in the description, make sure the caps is on, if you want caps obviously. Keep it to open. Tax type, obviously toggle between yes and no for the appropriate ones, and then that's all your settings. So we'll go back. Escape cancel will return you bit by bit back to the main menu. You keep pressing it basically until you get to total, reg. So if we look at the display, reg means you're in the register mode, which is your normal sales position, and then 01 means you're logged in as an operator, so you should be able to put a sale through. So if we just check all the departments, if I can remember which one's which, we can ring 99p for the grocery, because that's just an open button. The button 2 is our Carling, which is preset to 350, so if someone by mistake rings £5 for it, they can't because I inhibited that function. So I have to sell it at the preset price. If you want to sell multiples of a preset button, you can go 5 times and then hit the button, and that'll work. Button 3, was that a preset or open? I think that was preset to lottery, so we press it and it sells it at the preset price. Button 4 was the one we inhibited, so when we press that, nothing happens. So you can't sell anything through Department 4, however you go about it. So you've seen, if you wanted to change that, obviously you'd go back into the department settings in the program mode and change it from inhibited to open or preset. Department 5, I think, was the one we programmed as cider. So again, we can't ring £6.99 through that because we've stopped the open entry. The last one, yes, we've got a open button for food. So when you've entered all your items over any sale, your hash TMST button reverts, is basically your subtotal key, and then if the customer's paying by cash, 4000 if they're handing over £40. There's no need to put in the decimal point because the till will input that for you. It knows it's going to be £40 based on the numeric entry. And then for cash payments, TL and S, if you take payment by card, you've got 2 other tender buttons here, CR1 and CH1, which can work in the same way as the TL and S button. If you've got the receipt switched on, then you get your receipt printout. So now we've got it, rather than just saying debts, we've got our descriptions on there. So we've got grocery, Carling, lottery, cider, food. The tax split's on there. You don't have to have it on there, and obviously we've got other videos showing you how to not have the tax split, but you can have it on there if you want. So yeah, that's the basic programming and operation of the XEA machines. We've got more videos appearing on screen now showing you how to program and use the registers, which you're welcome to watch. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel or visit sharphelp.co.uk for more. Thanks for watching.